Yo, what's up guys? This commentary is a Nautilus commentary, and I think this was a really good game that I played where I was able to read the map almost perfectly in the first half of the game. I think it's really good to kind of showcase how I came to these conclusions just based off of things that I was kind of looking at. And a lot of it is just like game sense. I think this, although I didn't play it micro-wise like the best, I don't play too many hook champs, but I think overall playing the map and just my role as the engage was really good. As always, we'll start with the draft. This is what was showing. We have Kaisa Kha'Zix showing into Yunara, Ahri, and Elise. I pick Nautilus here because Nautilus is not only a really big counter to Elise, but he also synergizes really well with Kaisa because Kaisa, Nautilus's CC works really well with her passive, and then also Kaisa can follow up on people that you ult with her ult, which is why this is like a good duo pair and a good counter pick. For the runes, going to be running a very standard Nautilus runes with Aftershock, and I end up going Hex Flash over Biscuits in the end here. I think I swapped like last second, but yeah, I swapped last second. If you are an engage support, you should be taking Hex Flash into a lot of double range matchups. You pretty much take it into double range matchups because you have a lot more kill pressure. But if you're playing against another engage, you can skip Hex Flash and just go for Biscuits and Cosmic. Loading into the game, I go Sweeper. I'm always going to be invading when I am playing a hook champ. And yeah, we just start going bot. My jungle wants for us to cover the jungle entrance, but we have Renekton coming with us here. I don't actually sweep because I was just kind of looking at the map. I kind of forget to, which is like so bad, but we walk forward anyways. I know Nico, I was looking at the map, Nico is also late for us, but we push forward anyways. If they do stack, it would have been so bad for us, but nothing actually ends up happening. And then let me speed this up here. So we're kind of just looping around. We see Ahri, so I'm assuming that they came around to invade us, and we get back to lane here. And this is the craziest thing that's ever happened. I don't even know. I walk into the bush, I randomly like taunt in place, and in doing so, we Elise misses out on her E. Yo, someone has to check my computer because that was insane. As I was playing, I didn't even think about it, and I did it, and then it just happened to work out. So then we jump on Elise here. I have to dip out, and we get first blood. So I'm waiting for my cooldowns. I have Q up in 1. I see that she has 4 stacks of plasma, so I flash Q. By the way, if you're taking Hex Flash, if there is a winning scenario for you to trade flashes, you should always be taking it. Because trading, like Hex Flash itself is just so good, and like trading flash for 80 carry flash for your flash is just always worth it. So level 1, I'm chunked out. I basically just want to recall. I get level 2 here and I start my Hex Flash, but I decide not to go in just because I am a little scared that we might not win, but as soon as Elise turns into spider form, I just go in. Kaisa wanted to ward try, but she pings that she doesn't have a ward, which is, we don't really have to go ward right now because we had a ward on try and we did not see the enemy jungler kind of path. So push the wave in. I stay because I want to make sure we can get this wave in. So then I pop my potion because I know that I'm staying for another wave. It's going to be a cannon, so I'm going to be here for a while. Elise steps forward. We have it warded, so I get the Q off. We chunk her out, and now we're just chilling. Sorry, I tapped out when the screen went black there. So we get level 3 here, but we're playing a little scared. So this is a really important thing. We don't know where the enemy jungle started. So on wave 4, which is the cannon wave, we're letting it push into us because our jungler is on the other side of the map, right? So because it's pushing into us, we don't have to push out into the lane and just be really gankable. And this is how you want to play the map when your jungler is on the opposite side and you don't know where the jungler is. If you knew that the enemy jungler was on the top side, then we can still play it how we can just keep pushing. But because we don't have that info, we're just kind of sitting back and waiting to get that info. So we know. And then bot crab is gone, so that means that Volibear was clearing top to bot. And so we dodged the gank there. Kha'Zix loops around, and I'm able to look for the engage here. We get Elise. I definitely didn't need to ignite, but it's fine. I'm asking Kha'Zix to shove the wave here because I know that he hasn't bought. He hasn't gone back, so he doesn't have an item yet. He's on just his health potion, and this actually becomes really relevant very soon. So after we push the wave, I'm taking note that my Kha'Zix didn't back, right? And it's really bad for Kha'Zix to kind of just full clear again without backing, because now he's sitting on a lot of gold, and if he runs into Volibear that has an item, I ping Volibear's item here. You'll see me ping it very soon, I believe. Yeah, so I ping that Volibear has the Aether Wisp, so I know that Kha'Zix is down an item compared to Volibear, and it's like 800, 900 gold, which is like pretty huge. We see that Volibear enters this, and I use my sweeper to see the silhouette of him. I want to take this fight because I am here, and I saw that Nico had Pyro mid, but Jax ends up ganking us, and we actually don't end up getting the kill. So I had a really good read on the map, but it's just I kind of tunneled when we engage, and I wasn't looking that Nico got ganked mid. But this is like kind of a good topic to kind of cover, of like looking at your item spikes. I know I always talk about item spikes in the bot lane, but also just like looking at item spikes with your jungler. So a lot of this things that I'm kind of saying, I have knowledge of because I used to be a jungler, and I think when you get to challenger, you kind of need this information to get to that level. But yeah, that's kind of like how I'm reading the map right now. After we push out bot, I put down a control ward, and then we go for dragon. So this is also another kind of a big thing that happens. Oh wait, no, sorry, it doesn't happen yet. But we take this dragon, we push out the wave, all is fine. Putting the control ward here is good because it kind of just stalls the enemy. We have to go around since we're cut off here. Unfortunately, we do have to give a wave up for this dragon, but totally fine, totally worth it. And so we see that Volibear was bot, and then we come back bot. I am taking note that Yunara is level 6 here, while we're not. I make the mistake of walking up here. This was actually really bad for me. So if we go back, I basically walked up here because I have 3 stacks on my support ward, but I just needed to wait for the wave to crash to our tower. Like, it was literally, I just needed to wait like 1 or 2 seconds, but I was very greedy with wanting to proc it as soon as possible, and because of that, I get chunked out, and I almost die for it. So that's like another thing. I know if you have a lot of stacks, if you have 3 stacks, you want to use your support item ASAP, but in a situation like this, you just have to wait that extra second. So I have to recall anyways, because grubs are coming up. And so I am already pathing mid to try to go to grubs. I see that Elise is bot, but Kai'Sa's most likely fine because she has her ult, and I believe she has Flash and Cleanse. So that's another thing you could consider, or you should consider when you are taking the grubs room, is like, oh, can my AD carry survive? Do they have sums? I am first here, so then I want to go in. I'm getting pinged off though. I know that Jax is rotating, but I thought we could kill fast with Kha'Zix isolation. But my team gets kind of scared, so we back off. I think I think we probably could have killed with the ISO, but before Jax was able to rotate. But I put down this control ward to cut out vision. I just jump on Elise. I know that the team is kind of split, so it's a good opportunity for us. I'm sitting in C bush to try to get an angle, because I know that they have no vision there. We end up getting the grubs. So Nico knows that Ahri has to loop around to get back to mid, so she tries to look for something, but unfortunately my hook was just a little short. So after we get grubs, I have to immediately go back bot. Nico is pinging for help, but I know that Elise is most likely going bot. So I want to start mid here, just because Elise can also go mid. But Elise actually ends up going straight bot. So I want to start pathing down, but Kha'Zix is pinching Ahri from the side, and then I'm here, so then I'm able to get the hook. I should be looking at bot wave here, but like I said earlier, I think it was totally okay for me to leave, just because Kai'Sa has ult, flash, and cleanse, so it's going to be really hard for the enemy to dive her. After we get the kill, I loop back bots. I'm sweeping as I go, and Kai'Sa is honestly chilling. So we got a lot of we basically won the map, and then we came back bot. That's kind of the big reason why support is so broken, is because you can just win bot, win the map, and then just come back without getting punished too hard. So Volibear ends up being in the bot brush, which, to be honest, really, I was not expecting Volibear to be there at all. I think like a lane gank like that is really insane. I don't know how I could have read that. Like, I was thinking about like how could I have read that he was there, but I don't know. I guess I like we could have played safe because Volibear wasn't there, but it's just like such an insane gank to go for when the wave is pushing out that, yeah, I don't know, just caught me off guard. So I E here to try to get the cannon. I'm not able to get it, and so I walk forward. I want to cancel Elise just so she's off tempo. If you're playing support, you should always be looking to kind of cancel enemies' recalls, just because it, like, throwing their tempo off gives you is so good for you, because it makes them not be able to get those windows to recall. And so because we stopped Elise, she's going to take a lot more time to get back on the map. I want to push out bots and then rotate, go set up dragon. We're able to push in bot wave. Elise is not bot, so I'm assuming that she's going to be, yeah, so she shows on the top side. This all kind of happens because we did stop the back. And then this is a really good engage for us because Yunara is split bot from us. So it's very, she has to go around, and we are able to get a big Nico ult, but it kind of falls apart. So going back here, I think the execution here was poor by me because I should have just looked to hook someone. But overall, this was a good engage to take because it is a 4v3. But not so. Two things. Micro-wise, I could have played it better, and then two, my team kind of just like left me. So I hex flash over the wall. The enemy isn't expecting it. I should have just immediately queued someone and then autoed them and then ulted. But I opened with ult here because I want to like force the engage. So I go for Ahri. I think Ahri makes the most sense to look for a Nautilus R because Elise can repel out of it. Volibear can buffer it with his R. And at least for Ahri, I'm forcing her to ult backwards, which gives us more of a 4v2 angle for our team. But what ends up happening is that I get stunned. My team is not attacking the enemy, which is kind of a big reason why we, like, this fight doesn't go as well. But like I said, I should have probably opened with a hook into an auto rather than an ult. But yeah, this was pretty tragic. This should have been just a really easy fight, but we end up fumbling, and yeah, I end up dying. I don't remember if the enemy takes dragon, but I have Locket now, so now we're really strong. I know that Kaisa has ult here, so I want to look for something. So they're hitting the tower. I kind of curve to the side to get a hook here. I get a hook on Yunara. I pop my Locket, but Kaisa just gets one shot, which sucks because she has ult. It was kind of a hard ult to hit, but yeah, that was also kind of another fight we should have won just because I'm fresh off of base and I have a full-on item over the enemy support. So fortunately, we aren't able to get the kill, but the enemy doesn't take dragon, so we start it. I see that enemy has 2 wards, but I'm very hesitant to go to the wall just because if Ahri is on the other side, or if Volley, I don't know, like Volley can flash on me and I can die. Yeah, that's why I don't go clear it even though my super is up. So I want to ward things. I want to ward areas around the dragon, because I have a little timer here, and then I want to reset because I am low. I'm going for Merc Treads here because this is a really good game for Merc Treads. There's Elise stun, Volibear stun, Ahri charm. So just a lot of great value overall. Starting mid now. You know, after you reset, you always want to start mid to look for something. Kaisa is also mid, so it is really good. I'm here. Flash Q to catch Ahri off guard. I actually canceled my auto. That was really bad. Guys, my bad. I'm an enchanter player, but like I said, we end up getting the kill on Ahri. I switch on Elise because I'm trying to save Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix ends up dying. And then Yunara comes over here. Comes over to mid, and then Jax is also hit here, unfortunately, and then I end up dying. So like I said, execution-wise, execution-wise, very poor, but thought process, very good. Yeah, my Nautilus is a little rusty, but overall, I think a lot of these like macro concepts are important to know. Even if you aren't playing an engage support, it's just good to know to sort of like think of all of these things and to bring it together for your game. Herald is up, so I want to path towards it. We see Volibear on a ward. And then Nico looks mid here. And we are able to get the pick. So we walk forward. I control ward that bush. And I'm warding around the area. The enemy can't really contest us because they're down in 80 carry. So we start this Herald. We see Volibear on the other side. Jax is backing. So I know that this is most likely free. Kha'Zix is looking for wards, and I think he's trying to look for Volibear if he does peek his head out. But he doesn't, and we just get the Herald for free. So, looking to break mid now. It's hard for... I don't know what Kai'Sa's doing. Kaisa, it's really hard for her to go top here. Kaisa... okay, I'm looking at the map right now, and Kaisa just literally running in circles. I see that Kha'Zix is trying to invade the enemy red, and so I'm like following him to help him out if he wants to go. I'm sweeping the area. Nico is looking for a gank here. She is transformed into a minion and she's walking up. Her ult is in 4 seconds, so I'm playing with her here. She's able to find Yunara. I hit the ult on her. Kaisa comes flying in. Again, this is why Kaisa Nautilus is a good synergy. Kaisa's not able to find Yunara, but we are able to trade out Elise. So Yunara lives with 1 HP, unfortunately. Okay, so here I buffered the Jax stun with my Q, like the knockback when we bump into each other. I was originally gonna wait for him to Q onto us so I could intercept him mid-air, but he ends up queuing, and so I just Q him last second, just so I can get the root, the guaranteed root off. So game state now is looking pretty nice. I get my upgraded tier 3 shoes just right away because they are very AP heavy. You only really want to upgrade Merc Treads when that's the case. Same with armor boots. If they are very AD heavy, then you should just insta upgrade them. And also, engage items aren't as strong as enchanter items. So I think when you do have the opportunity to upgrade tier 3 shoes, you should just do so whenever you can. Because it's not like engage supports have a strong 2-item synergy as much as like Moonstone and Redemption, for example. I'm looping around. I'm looking for an angle here. I'm setting up Dragon. Enemy can't really do too much. We push them out, so they run topside. And so we have free reign over the this side of the jungle. And to be honest, once the enemy can't contest you for a quadrant of the jungle this early, it's like very hard for the enemy to come back. Like this, the enemy jungle can be playing super well and not behind, but if taking control of a quadrant of their jungle is the fastest way of them, their game falling apart, right? Since they can only have one quadrant themselves, they just fall further behind, even if they're not like super behind in kills. So I'm just making my way topside. Nothing to do bot. I get a little scared because the person that was top, we don't have any vision. Enemy was just topside, so it's most likely going to be warded, so I back up. Just kind of looking for opportunities here with Nico getting deep wards. I know that Otacon's up in 13 seconds, so I am setting up for bot side. Like I had a moment to set up top side there because I knew that a lot of the enemy backed, but yeah, because Otacon is on the bottom side, I don't want to shift a lot of my wards and use my resources to clear and deward that area. We know that Otacon, the enemy can't really take Otacon because we see a lot of them topside, so I'm okay with leaving that side and kind of going top, looking for an opportunity. This did not look like a kill angle here. I think it was a little too forced, so I kind of just walk up to back up Nico and to help her get these minions. Ari knows that we're just lingering, so she respects not walking up, and bot side is just fighting 2v3. 2v3? 2v4? They end up just winning. This is just like, yeah, at this point the game is just kind of very over for the enemy because we're able to do that, you know. Very diamond lobby of them for us to be this split. We're not really playing as a team. We're kind of like skirmishing. There's 2 different fights going on, which is usually never good, but we're so ahead it doesn't matter. And the enemy, I think they opted in to take that fight, which just doesn't make sense. So I'm doing the taking over the jungle. Look at my wards. These wards are like some of the best wards you can have when you are trying to take over the jungle. Kha'Zix goes for Elise, and Elise just jumps over, so the enemy jumps on me, but it's all good because we are ahead. Enemy funnels in one by one. I just flash auto to make sure Yunara doesn't flash out of the Nico ult, and then we go for Otacon. So again, just doing that quadrant lockdown. If you are a support player and you don't really look for this when you are ahead with your jungler, then that's probably a big reason why when you are ahead, you can't carry. I know a pretty common problem a lot of players have is that they can do really well in lane, but they won't be able to push their lead and they end up losing a lot. So this is kind of a this is like one of the most important things you can do when you are ahead. Not one of the most important things, but this is an option you can do that will really push your lead. And it's good on... You can do this on any type of support, but it's like the best on engage, because if the enemy does try to face check you, then you just engage on them and then jump on them. Enchanters, it's a little harder, it's a little bit more harder to kind of punish them to the point where you kill them, but you can still kind of like sit in their jungle with like another carry and then just run them down. So I'm still locking down this area. When I see a ward, I go clear it. Kind of like playing in the shadows. I try to get Kai'Sa with the locket as she flies, but she's a little too far. So she gets the pick on Yunara. I want to go for Elise here, but my team is collapsing on Volibear on the top side. Nico is just kind of clearing and she wants to back. She was I didn't see that she was so that was my bad. Should have just gone top side, but it works out. We're able to get the kill. Getting the ward over. I'm calling for Dragon because this is Soul. And yeah, my wards are just super good. We're again, I have that ward in the middle lane, just giving us information. You see that Ahri is here, so because we have that ward, Renekton is walking up. And then that's the game. They end up FFing. So I think overall this was a fantastic game. Like I said earlier, execution-wise, a little poor, but overall thinking of what you want to do, very good. So thank you so much for watching. That was my Nautilus commentary.